Same size of the cubes?
Okay, the cubes are the same, good. I'm sorry, what? It could be divisible by something.
They're in two groups?
And remember, I talked with y'all about the little boxes and the bags. Your kids are gonna say, we all had how many of those little boxes?
Two.
Two. And how many bags did each person get? One, single bag. You can increase this as you go through, and this is kind of teacher talk. When you're working with this, make sure that you've got everything laid out really good before you start so that you don't run into glitches. You don't want to ad-lib too much with this because then you may end up not having enough cubes in your group that the kids are going to use. I deliberately asked for 30 because I knew that everything that was on here would work with 30 cubes. I want you to take your cute little yellow boxes and you're going to do something on the outside of them. So you're going to need a pen or a pencil or a marker or something. Does everybody kind of see how, that's all yours, bless your heart. This is my chosen child for the day, which means he doesn't get to play with everything. I'm going to dump them out there, okay? Sure it is, sure. If you turn your box over to the side, oh, I get a bag. Okay, I will come. Sorry, goodbye. Now he's going to put it back in. In fact, you may all have to dump out your centimeter cubes because I'm going to have you do something with those little boxes. I'm going to have you do this with them. You put the two bases together. And if you do that, what does this look like on both sides? What does that look like here and over here? A mathematical symbol. What is it that curves and curves from the other side? Parentheses. So these boxes are going to represent our parentheses. So you're going to take both of the boxes and you're going to put, all I see are, you're going to put parenthesis, parenthesis, because we want those kids to relate this little box to the parenthesis in the numerical expression that they're going to be working with. So I want you to put that on each one of your boxes. Then, just so we get our definitions started up, oh wait, I'm sorry, I'm not. If you guys would just set your boxes on your desk when you get the parentheses there, then I'm going to know that we're ready to go. I want to let you know. Are you okay? I want you to show me, if this is a parenthesis, what this would look like. Here's our parenthesis box. Ready, okay? If I have 3 centimeters plus 2 centimeters that are in my parenthesis box, I want you to show me or model what that would look like. What would you have in your parenthesis box? And hold it in your hand when you're through, because I want to see the one that you've got. And I want you to pass, you might need a little bit more time.
That's the parenthesis.
Your parenthesis box that you've got in your hand that has 3 centimeter cubes and 2 centimeter cubes, look in there. And then I want you to dump those centimeter cubes out somewhere separately on a piece of paper. It could be on a mat, on your desk, wherever. And if you count those centimeter cubes, how many do you have? 5. Good. Which is what everybody should have. Okay, teacher side, is this hard for your kids? No. Absolutely not. So I want you to think about this. This will grow as we get through it. Now I'm going to give you another one. In your parenthesis box, I want you to show me what 5 and 3 centimeter cubes would look like. And how many centimeter cubes do you have in there? 8. I want you to make a second parenthesis box that matches this one. So now I have how many? I have 2 parenthesis boxes. And when we build this, so you've got one that has 8 in it, and now you've got, now you have a second one that also has 8 in it, right? Dump it out. And then I want you to count. Y'all hold up. Need a little bit more space. I should have erased it. There we go. Now, keeping that same number in there, we're gonna go and put these 2 that you've got, you're gonna drop in your bag. Everybody got a bag? I tell you what, before we do that, let's name our bag, because I really am jumping too fast for you. Once you look at your bag now, because you kind of got the parenthesis down, it's curved. Once you look at the bottom of your bag, and what mathematical expression or what mathematical symbol could you see by looking at this side and that side? Obviously, the bottom of this is a rectangle, but if we're just looking at the 2 sides, and you may want to mark this one for your kids. Can y'all see what I've done? There we go. Are you okay with that? This is going to be our bracket. And when you're working with mathematics, parentheses are always work first when you have grouping symbols. So if we're going to use grouping symbols, what we're going to have to do is put our parentheses, I'm turning on the side, like this. We're going to have to drop them in our bag. So now I have 2 boxes that contain, or 2 parentheses, pardon me, that are in my 1 box. I don't have to write down 1 because 1 is kind of that generic, everybody understands when I say a apple, I'm talking about one of them. I'm talking about a bag, I'm talking about one of them. How many people that are at your tables? Just different numbers, right? Okay, what we're, first time through, we'll just, since it's different ones. What is this representing? Anybody want to share? One, what? 1 bracket that represents 1 what that's on your table? 1 bag and 2 what? Boxes. That's what that is. And if you talk bags and boxes with 5th graders, they're going to be just fine with it. Now, what I want you to show me, what would that look like? What would you have to do? So what's that going to look like? You guys, oh, really good. There may be 1 person left out if you've got 5 people. So, okay, y'all are looking really good. So what would you 3 ladies do here to illustrate the 2 brackets? Wait. And you can look, would y'all explain what you did, why you decided to do that?
Because it's
No.
2 of the bag that contains the
Perfect, very, very good. 2 of those bags, and each one of those bags has 2 of those little boxes in it. Now remember what we're doing all along. Every time we got through creating one of those, I had to jump out the centimeter cubes, right? I want you to take those 2 bags with the 2 boxes, and I want you to find a common area, dump the centimeter bags out, and count for me. Okay, I just want you to use 2 bags right now. Okay. Just use the 2 bags, good question.
Okay. She's already got hers.
Yeah, you're gonna dump out.
Oh, yours is 16? Okay, so. How do we enter the next one?
Then you should be at a table where there's at least 2 of you. Compare your answers, because should you have different answers? No, not really. So I want you to compare your answers. If you have the right answer, if your answers agree, I want you to put one hand on the shoulder for me. If your answers agree with your other team people.
With y'all or with us? Oh.
Just with the double ones.
Wait, 2 bags?
It's 32.
She got the 2 bags.
We're gonna do this one time. I promise. Yeah, okay, how many did you get?
32.
We have just concretely gone through what this is happening. Now, let's go back and talk about what it looks mathematically. We had 2 boxes. There were 8 in each box, and we said, before we even got started with that, how many total was that?
16.
I had y'all count that. So that's 16. What we can do is we counted 2 with the 8. And I'm just gonna bring the rest of it along because every time I had my bag there, so I'm not gonna leave anything behind. I'm gonna keep writing down what my visual is, what I worked with. Then we went 2 times 8, which was the 16. And I have 2 bags that each had 16, which gave me the 32. So it's like a check. Some of you are going, yeah, I got it, and I can see some of you, we're gonna do another couple, okay? That's okay. It's a long time, I know what those look like. This time, what we're gonna start with is, and you can kind of clear everything out because we're gonna use the bags and we're gonna use the boxes again. Boxes are which symbol? Parentheses. Boxes are parentheses. And bags are brackets, right. After the brackets mathematically, and this is for teacher land, comes the braces. But as far as their understanding, that's where I would stick with them, is on that piece of it. They don't really need to go to the braces. If some of you have real curious kids, you might want to say, what would that look like? And what kind of a thing do you think we need to use if we want to do braces? A totally extension. Okay, I want you to show me this. Show me that. What should that look like? How many boxes are you using? 1. Why 1? Excellent, 1. Everybody got it? Okay. Now, this is going to stretch you a little bit. I don't know if we should stretch yet. I think we might just warm up a little bit. If we've got 2, what's that going to look like? What are you having to do? You're so cute. So how many boxes are you using now? 2 of them. If I tell you this, what are you going to do? Wow! Okay, are you ready? Y'all so got this, I am stretching. If I put this out in front, what are you going to have to do? Guys, y'all have the model down beautifully. Now, I've left a lot of you out doing this, and I know I did. Oh, look, another table wants to share. I've left some of you out in that process. That's okay, because you can watch what's going on. How are we going to find out the value of what we just built? You're going to do what? Say it again.
Dump it out.
Dump it out. I want you to dump it out. Because the whole purpose of this is for those kids to understand there really is a rhyme or reason for what's happening with this. So you're going to dump